Welcome back, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the last video. I'm trying to get I'm not trying to explain as much, but explain enough for you to understand and get through things and get shorter videos down. So you gotta try to keep it interesting the whole time, which is hard when it's just building a car. And if you guys know, when you're sitting there building a car in the garage, you're not like, holy crap, this is the most interesting thing in the world. So I get it. What are we gonna do today? Let's find out. I briefly touched on it in the last video about trying to fit the shifter cable. I know, big information guy here with fitting a shifter cable, but it's just one of the things we got to get done. So I'm waiting on more fittings to come in. I'm waiting on wastegate stubs to come in so I can 100% finish the hot side minus downpipes. I haven't quite decided what I'm doing with downpipes yet. I think I'm gonna do them like mostly out of aluminum. Can't do them all the way out of aluminum. You can make them out of aluminum. Lots of people do. 11 gauge. I was gonna do 11 gauge. Here's the problem. I'm gonna have a tight 90 right off this turbo, and when this thing's sitting on the two-step, popping and banging, there's a chance that I will just weaken that 11 gauge, even though. So it's going to probably be, I think I talked about this, it's just going to be a 90, you know, and it's going to be like a 45 up, and I'll probably put a V-band right here, and then the rest will be aluminum all the way down. I believe I talked about it on the last video, but I don't want to go order piping before I get, you know, a thought in my head. So, you know, I got some scrap I'm going to use to try to save some money, because money. But the 3-inch fits so much nicer in the fender well. I started making my intercooler hoses. I'll show you these. So I got that tool you saw in the last video. It's so much easier to make hoses. I got the Motion firewall fitting there, and put like, I don't know, one clamp here to hold these. Granted, they don't really need it, but I wanted to come up. I know it looks kind of funky, but this plate's, instead of, it's not straight, it's at like an angle like this, just it's probably like 10-15 degrees, so it's kind of funky, but I wanted to push it up so I can get over the AC and the heat, you know, because I'm going to have heater core and I'm going to have air conditioning. But what I decided to do with the air conditioning was I ordered a firewall plate that's going to go down here, and I'm going to hard line, can't even see, hard line these down, come into the fender, into the compressor, out. I'm going to have a receiver dryer here and a condenser there. Well, that's coming in. I'm waiting on that. Now I can start figuring out all the hard lines for that. Thing is, the hard lines are so much smaller than the rubber stuff. I'm gonna put rubber, probably, like, you know, I'll hard line it off the compressor to fittings to soft line back to hard line, just to give it that little bit of play. But the rubber stuff is just so massive. Even the reduced wall stuff is still really big. And I just want to apologize for the dirty lens, which I have again. So I have like the wide angle lens or whatever the hell this mod is. The problem is it gets really dirty, and it gets really dirty fast. So I'm gonna try to be on top of that. As I said, I don't want to have a ton of it up in the cab. All right, so this is the seat belt mount right here, and this is the seat mount. I'm gonna probably have to, you know. So now, mind you, that mount is towards the front of the shifter, so you gotta, you know, the shifter is like from here to here, so you gotta take that into it, because this bolts into the back of the shifter.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Putting that shifter in took entirely way too goddamn long. But it's in. It works out pretty good. Whatever you do, if you buy one of these, don't take the damn cable out of here. That took entirely way too long to adjust and everything. That's kind of a nightmare system. I wish if this wasn't installed into this whole one-piece bracket and this was separate, it wouldn't be so bad, because you could just untake these two bolts out and you know, do it on the handle and flip it up. I gotta have to drill a hole somewhere right about here. This cable will come back out. This is going to be my drag weak console. If y'all remember, I had the big giant cup holders in there, so I'll just put a piece of metal over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this whole thing out back. Alright. Got something, a little trick. If I can find it. There it is. This is a wireless charger out of a GM. So I'm going to make like a tray. You know, I'm going to cut this out to match this depth, or you know, maybe a little bit higher. And I'm going to mount this on the back side. Oh, you sling a phone in there, you wireless charge it. Boom, done. As I throw it on the floor. Now that we have that shifter debacle all done, good lord. Got a lot going on. Got in Dave's Motion Raceworks DIY steering column kit. And I want to show you this because this thing puts the strange column to shame. Not the strange column, the strange hub. All the columns are pretty much the same. Just a tube column. Oh, Jesus. There's crap flying everywhere. But oh, if you haven't seen this, this is going to be nice. Alright, so I have the strange one, the typical splined setup, right? Easy. But this is what I can't stand about it. It's so obnoxious. But the Motion Raceworks one, Motion Raceworks, is got like this weird design. Alright. Put this in the vise and not mess it up. We got the Motion one on here. I'm going to hold the end of the tube. It doesn't, obviously you see the tube, but there's no slop in it. It's hard to show you because that side's spinning, but you know, there's no slop in it at all. I don't like all the grease, but it's super easy to line back up. That's a trick piece. I will be purchasing that. I guarantee it. And I'm not going to purchase a column. I love my Team Z column, but it's just 3/4 chromoly. And you know, this piece is welded onto it. I ordered my oil cooler, which is the same as the transmission cooler, just got different fittings. And our package from Monkey Fab came in with his wastegate stubs. you can see. Turbo Smart 45s. Now, I hemmed and hawed about the motion stuff. About getting the motion stuff. And what ultimately came down the most is price and availability. The motion stuff is super nice, probably really easy to work with, but it's expensive. They're $129 each. Need two, and they didn't even have them in stock. So that was a kind of a problem. You know, I need them. I'm in the middle of building a turbo kit here. So Monkey Fab, I've used these things 3 times. I think y'all have seen me use these 3 or 4 times. And I've never had a problem with them. I've never broken a wastegate, even with all the street driving I do and crappy welding, probably overheating them, but I've never broken one. I've never braced them. Yeah, I've never done anything like different. So I'm like, screw it. I'm just gonna get the Monkey Fab ones and call it a day. And these are like 50 bucks for both of them. They're coped, but they're not coped for the 2.5-inch tube that I'm using. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of fitment, which is fine, because you know you can't make them all. I mean, you can, but so we're thinking. Try to get you to see here somewhere. I was gonna mount them up in the engine bay, like this, up over here somewhere, but it's just like the other side's easy. The passenger side's easy. This side, it gets to be hard because of the radiator hoses and the alternator and the discharge. So I think I'm gonna go under the frame rails, something like this. Okay, I got the hole cut out for me wastegate. Yeah, I was super pleased. Let's see if I can turn this light on and you can see. When you look in there, I don't know if you can see, look at that back purging results. Oh, that makes me happy. I fought back purging for so long to get it right, and I can never get it right. But seems we're on the right track here. So we're going to get this thing set up, intact, cleaned, intact, cleaned, lots of cleaning, intact, and we're gonna put it back in the car just to make sure, you know, I'm not like off kilter with the gate or something. All right, well, we've moved forward. I got one done. Got a little hot right there, but overall, not too bad. Nicely back purged in there. Straight out from the collector, which is key. So that's ready to go back in. That one's mounted. Now, it's messed with my OCD because the driver one is like more like this. But it's straight from the collector. It's straight from the collector. So that, like, it's bothering my OCD, but function over form. Oh, we got that. And I went to my guy Scotty Wheels shop and picked up some hoses and some fittings that I ordered the pre-made Fragola. So this is my oil feed. Right. Yep, it's kind of long. That's nice, all crimped, PTFE stuff, and they're both out of the clear view. This one loops around, and that one's in. We also started making our oil lines. You can see that. Get in here. You can see that one. I need another 45 for the return. I was hoping. Oops, sorry about that. Oh Jesus, this GoPro light. I was hoping my oil cooler would have came in. It's already ordered. It's on the way. So that's going to go somewhere around here, and then I can finish plumbing all the oil. And then, you know, all those hoses will be done. Yeah, wastegates, oil, did the shifter cable. Oh, I started mapping out this. Alright, so I found center, like I measured off the cooler, found center and where I got a mark for this. Dave was here and decided to put some spacers on it. But yeah, that's that. I think I talked about the intercooler hoses. Did I talk about that? There's no good way to come up back here. Alright? I can't find a good way. So I'm thinking about coming up through the floor, right about here, and then running into the trunk. I don't think that'll be a problem. I don't see why it would be a problem. I got no room to run it inside from here. So that's that. What else? Oh yeah, and I found some scraps. 3-inch stuff. So this is just leftover. Like I said, I keep all my scraps. This is going to be the start of the downpipe. Now I don't think I'm going to have to worry about that brake line right there. I'll put some heat wrap over it. You know, these are going to be heat wrapped too. And I'll run some, you know, Dave said run some .5 fluid and see what that does. So yeah, that's that. That's the wastegates. We're going to get this installed back in the car. Once I get the other one welded up, it's just tacked. Once I get that one welded up, I can start running. Damn, did I scratch this lens? I did. Hopefully that's not too bad in the video. Once those are done, I can start plumbing them. Figure out where my boost controller is going to go back. And it's going to be dash 4 stuff from both of them. No, we're making progress. It's slow, but it's progress. So guys, get in your garage, grab a cold drink, get to work on your hot rod. Spring is here, and I figure about a month behind. I got to get to work. See you later. Thank you for everything. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you still for the comments. I'm truly grateful to see all of you out there commenting and knowing that I started this to help people, and seeing all the comments like, you pushed me to get my car done, you helped me, you know, this, that, and the third, and literally the list of comments, it just makes this really worth it.